Hello, my name's Mark. I'm not sure you want to be here. This is the home of my most disgusting poem. Definitely the most revolting thing I've ever written. If you want to leave, now is the best time to do it. Okay. The poem goes like this. Baloo and the Pooh. This is our dog. His name is Baloo. He started so small. Gosh, how he grew. When we go out, what he likes to do is to sniff and then spin and then bark and then poo. He sniffs all the bins, spins on the grass, barks extra loud as the people walk past. Then within seconds, those people will gasp, Baloo's done a poo that could stink out the park. And Baloo, he poos everywhere, even indoors, on carpets and tiles and shiny shop floors. He'll sniff and then spin and then bark. Oh, P.U. What can we do with our poor old Baloo? We took him to training and to the vets, tried some hypnosis, but nothing's worked yet. We bought lots of treats to teach him at night. We hoped it'd fix things, we thought that it might, but nothing, it seems, will help us undoing this sniffing and spinning and barking and pooing, and each time we hear a new bark from Baloo, we find poo after poo after poo after poo. Mum said that Dad's at the end of his rope. They're close to the point that they've given up hope. They went to the store to discuss what to do, whilst we stayed at home with our poor old Baloo. We cuddled and tussled and played a few games until we'd forgotten our family's shame. Then goodness, what's that? A huge engine roar. From out on the drive, we opened the door. Oh no! Auntie Charlotte, a tyrant, a diva, Attila the Hun, except a bit meaner. What horrible children, she said with a cry. Now pick up my suitcases. Bring them inside. Gosh, you look ghastly. Where is your mum? Look at this house, what a mess it's become. This wallpaper's horrid, your sofa has lumps. How will I put up with this for a month? For a month? Our jaws dropped. Well, at least... maybe 4. I'm having a new champagne cellar installed. She upended furniture, cleared off Mum's desk, started unpacking her bags. What a mess. There were portraits and bathrobes and big fluffy slippers and even more bags and huge golden knickers. Oh, how much better this looks without all of your tat. How lucky you are. Oh, hang on. What's that? Charlotte met Baloo. Baloo met Charlotte. Baloo was wagging. Charlotte was not. A dog? How disgusting! A germ-ridden beast? A mountain of odours and spittle and fleas? She kicked at Baloo as he made his retreat. Now you two can go get me something to eat. We asked for some patience, tried to protest, but silence, she cried. She wasn't impressed. We both joined Baloo at the back in the kitchen. We searched for some food. Baloo started sniffing. The cupboards were empty. We're all out of food. Charlotte cried, how thoughtless, how lazy, how rude. Just then we heard a great clattering din. Baloo in the kitchen had started to spin. Oh no! We both guessed what our friend must be doing. The deadly torpedo, his bum, was now brewing. Perhaps there's still time to get him to the yard. But out in the kitchen we heard a great bark. We ran to the kitchen to see what's in store, but Auntie Charlotte was now blocking the door. Make me some dinner! Her face was quite red. Nothing gets done. No one has fun. Not anyone until I've been fed. Bring me food. Now, but now, but now, now. Fine, we both said. Fine, Auntie Charlotte. We'll go to the kitchen and make you a meal with whatever we've got. 10 minutes later, we staggered in, holding a great silver dome, our auntie now hoping for steak or some mussels or pie or spaghetti, her knife and fork sharpened and primed at the ready. And right by the dome, a large silver ladle, balanced in front of her there on the table. A gift from the 3 of us and Baloo. There's mustard and bread rolls and butter and stew. She sniffed at the pot. It seemed a bit whiffy. She tested the spoon out. This mixture was sticky. What a strange meal you've offered to give me. She looked down. My goodness, these croutons are squidgy. She scooped in her mouth, poured on her tongue, then made an odd face. This stew tasted wrong. Then up through the sauce, what came into view? Why, a great, big, ginormous beast of a poo. Auntie Charlotte went an odd shade of blue. You fed me poo! Blur went Charlotte in the bag that she clutched. Blur on each item she valued so much. Blur on her bathrobes. Blur in her slippers. Blur in her trophies and portraits and knickers. Blur in each bag. Blur in her pockets. Blur in the car as she tried to unlock it. Blur as our parents both walked down the drive. Is that Auntie Charlotte? My dad said. Oh, goodbye. As Auntie Charlotte spun her car down the street, our neighbours ran out giving cheers of relief. We thought she was staying. Oh, what did you do? Who saved us? They asked. Well, we guess it's Baloo. And we held a huge party. The mayor called us round to offer Baloo his own key to the town. And when we got there, what did Baloo do? Well, he sniffed, and then span, and then barked, and then... Phew.